Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, January the 24th, 2023. Wednesday, January the 24th. Well, you know what? Before I get into the recap today, I always glance. Sometimes I don't read every comment before my videos, but I glance at comment corners and I'm still getting a lot of flack, y'all, flack for doing the recaps the next day, like today. Realistically, today's recap is for Wednesday. I'm doing it on Thursday. Okay. But for those that, catch up and watch my videos not on the exact same day, they don't know. When I say today's recap is for Wednesday, they don't know that I'm doing that, it's posted a day later, right? But I want you to know, daily recap fans, daily recap lady hears you, and I have come up with a solution that is going to address or correct the fact me not being able to post. Now, if I'm at a business engagement and I'm not even home until late, that I'm telling you, the recap's gonna be the next day. Seriously, uh, understand that. But for the most part, I can only watch the recap on Hulu after 5. So when I'm done with my professional business, after 5, usually it's about 6, I'm watching General Hospital. Then it takes another hour or more to get the pictures ready in their frames for the recap. That's why it's getting too late now. Okay. Guess what, y'all? What I'm going to cut out? I'm going to cut out the pictures. So today's is the last day that you're going to see all the great pictures that I take time to watch, do screenshot. If I don't catch it just right, I rewind, till I get the right shot to put it together in like a little collage sometime. Done. Okay. Because from what I'm hearing and understanding is you guys want to hear the recap, and then you want to hear as much of Comment Corner as I can give you. So I take that to mean the pictures are not necessary for all of you. And trust me, that saves me so much time. That saves me hours. Okay, so today is the last day that we're going to have these pictures. I will only have one, and that one that I choose will be the thumbnail for my YouTube video, because videos have to have a thumbnail. Okay, so let's see how that happens. Let's see how that works. Okay, so let's dive right in. See, look, pictures, bam. We've got Molly, her overbearing self. Her court case got postponed for the afternoon. She goes shopping because her favorite vegan health food, place, where Christina's none of that, but is having a sale on whatever. She comes with 2 bags full of health stuff for Christina. And Christina kind of looks at her, well, come on in. Like, don't think about giving me an impossible burger, because it's impossible for me to tell what kind of meat that's supposed to be. And, look, it ain't supposed to be meat. Whatever kind of vegetable you guys got ground in there, that's impossible to tell and impossible to digest. But anyway, so Christina's like, okay. And Molly looks, oh, am I being overbearing? And Christina's like, no, Moms. Look, anytime you ask somebody, hey, does this dress make me look fat? And they look at you and they say, uh, no, 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 it doesn't. What do you think? Right? So anyway, anyway, Christina says, okay, well, let's put it in the refrigerator. And Molly goes in there. She goes, what? When they come out, she goes, I didn't realize your refrigerator was already pretty full. Because you remember Blaze is stocking up good pregnancy, in vitro stuff. And Christina already was starting to change her lifestyle, her eating. But Molly had to get what Molly wanted to eat. Well, see, Molly back off, right? And then Molly had bought a pregnancy test. Now, this pregnancy test is supposed to detect pregnancies at least 5 days or more a week, sooner or earlier than other pregnancy tests. So she's sitting there with Christina. She goes, why don't we take a test today? Hey, let's take a test right now. Let's take this test right now. And so Christina's like, Malls, you do understand it's really too early to see if I'm pregnant. This will probably come out negative. Oh, but this particular one, it detects whatever hormone she said, early versus some pregnancy tests. That's not really the hormone that they're using. They're using other hormones for the positives and the negatives. So she goes, okay, I know, I'm obsessing. I know, just obsessing. So she goes, but if we take the test and we find out yes or no, there's no reason to obsess because we'll already know we got to wait another week or so, or we don't even have to wait. And Christina just says, Moss. She goes, okay. Have I thanked you enough? And so finally Christina says, you know what? Why not? Why not take the test? Little dry skin there. Why not take the, is that a bump? Why? When you looking at yourself in the camera, y'all, I see this little bump right here. So anyway, she goes, why not, let's take the test. So they take the test and they're coming back and they're waiting. So now the little timer goes off on somebody's phone and it goes, okay. And they're looking at the coffee table and Christina looks at Molly and Molly's like, oh, I can't look. No, you do it. So Christina says, oh, okay. So she gets up and she picks up the stick and Molly's like, no. You're right. Oh my God, you're so right. This was too soon. I don't know what I was thinking. I know this is too soon. We're going to have to do it next week. And Christina says, we're not going to have to do it next week. Because I'm pregnant. And oh, Molly jumps up, then the two of them, and I was actually happy because they're not drawing it out. Thank God. They're not drawing this out. And let's face it, we've already had the miscarriage storyline, if in fact there was a miscarriage, but we already had that. Christina's not going to miscarry this baby. I think the true drama is going to be she's not going to get too attached. That's where the true drama is going to be. So anyway, that was cool. I like that. We don't have to drag that out. And then we have Heather. Picture, y'all. Picture. Heather. Heather. She brings Laura to the prison. And I'm thinking, I don't know what she wanted to talk to Laura about. Do you know this chick tells Laura everything? That Esme has her memory back. She got her memories back on Christmas Eve when she went to Windermere. And she's saying blah, blah, blah. And your son kidnapped, Esme's baby, Ace. And Laura says, don't think I'm not concerned for my grandchild. And Heather says, and my grandchild too, right? But almost like what's being done. Esme is definitely going to try to find her baby. And so Laura says, you know what, Heather, what I don't understand is why tell me all of this? Why tell me all of this? She says, I'm telling you all of this because I'm a mother. And I'm trying to save my child. And Laura looks at her. She goes, Esme is out for revenge. And Laura looked. She says, revenge? Revenge against who? Revenge against Spencer, Trina, and everybody that has wronged her. And she's looking at Laura, right? Because she was like, Esme and I have a close relationship. She goes, no, not as close as you think, Laura. Because she's like, I don't understand why she would come to you. She goes, because I'm her mother and I don't judge her. But if you don't find her and stop her, Esme is going to do something so much worse than what she's already done, than the crimes that she's already done. And I'm trying to prevent that. And so Laura's like, okay, so what do you suggest? What do you feel I should do? And Heather's like, turn her in. And she's like, so she can stand trial for the crime she's already committed. And Laura's like, but then she would go to, and Heather said, prison. She would be in here with me, where she with her mother, where she belongs. Now, see, remember, Heather's planning on escaping. And from what I was saying is, look, if Esme go run and hide, how would Heather find her? But Heather want Esme in there. It's not like they're going to let them both stay on the same cell block. But Heather Weber's Heather Weber, they probably would. She'd been finagle it. And then they both would escape together. But the only thing that was motherly love where Heather is concerned, Esme will commit murder. She is capable of committing murder. Just like Heather was hooking up folks, right? Going to prison for a murder rap, multiple murders, is different than going to prison for revenge porn. And Heather doesn't want her daughter completely down that road. And I understand that, y'all. I understand that. I kind of even think Laura was like, huh. In her mind, Spencer was right. Spencer was right. So now, speaking of Spencer, picture y'all. Speaking of Spencer, Trina's going away party. Curtis has arranged it, throwing it for her. Now, mind you, he just had spinal surgery 3 days ago, and he already up in his wheelchair at the Savoy. It's a going away party for Trina and Spencer. Spencer comes running in late, and she goes, "Where's your grandmother and Kevin?" And Spencer's like, "They're running late. I got a text from grandmother." He goes, "They're running late, but you know what? I'm not her favorite person right now. I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't come." And they go, "Wait, why?" And he looks and he pulls Jocelyn and Trina close. He said, "Because of Ace, because of my dad taking Ace." And so Trina, who knows that Nicholas has Ace, right? She goes, "Yeah, but that's your father taking Ace. What? Why would Laura not, be upset with you?" And so Spencer said, "That's because I gave my little brother to my father." And Trina's like, "You what?" And Jocelyn's like, "You did what? After all the things you've said about your father, why would you give Ace to him?" And Spencer says, "Because my brother's in better care with my father than Esme. And Trina's like, how could you take, how could you, take a baby away from its mother? She's looking like, I don't even know you. And he said, when the mother is Esme, who has her memory back, my father's the better choice. And Trina looked, and Jocelyn looked. Wait, what do you mean Esme has her memory back? Why didn't you tell us Esme has her memory back? Spencer looked at Jocelyn and said, this is me now telling you Esme has her memory back. And I was going to say, and Jocelyn, he wouldn't have been able to reach you anyway. You haven't been able to peel yourself away from Adam's side. So shut up, right? And so Trina looks, she goes, Spencer, when did you find out? And he said, the day of her hearing, arraignment. And she goes, I wish you would have told me the second that you found out. And Spencer kind of just looked at her. And when that came out of Trina's mouth, I thought, shut up. Just, just shut up. The second. Your father had surgery. You've been at the hospital worrying with your family. Okay? Spencer's like, whatever. So he's like, so she goes, well, we can't go now because we got to tell the police. And so he goes, oh, I already told Dante, my grandmother was with me. They know. Dante's looking for Esme to question her, but we have no proof. And without proof, he goes, Esme's going to lie. She's going to keep lying. And he said, she goes, well, wait a minute. How do you know she's got her memory back? And he goes, because she called me Spence. And that's what she used to call me. And since she had lost her memory, Esme never called me Spence. And even her whole mannerisms are different now. And I'm surprised Trina didn't really think back. I thought they were going to have a flashback scene of Esme talking to Trina at the in the courtroom, because Trina wasn't paying attention, but that was jealous Esme, right? So Trina's like, no, we can't go now. And Jocelyn says, yeah, you can go. Yes, you can go. And so she goes, what if the police, catch her and there's going to be a trial? She goes, then you get on a plane and come back. But you don't know when that's going to be. She says, in the meantime, I will get the truth out of Esme. I will get Esme to show herself. And so Spencer says, but Jocelyn, you have to understand Esme is dangerous. She goes, I understand. She goes, I know all about Esme. I understand her. Right? So then sidebar conversation. So Trina and Spencer are supposed to be going, leaving tomorrow for Paris. Let's see if they actually get on that plane. Esme's going to do something. 100%. She's going to do something. And then we have, let's see, Spinelli. He's at Maxie's. Cody comes over. He brings James some new riding boots because the boots that Obrick gave him were too small. Or Nina. Was it Nina? Somebody, I think it was Auntie Nina, gave him boots that are too small. They pinch his toes. And he, was just told because Cody's training him. And so he told Cody. And so Cody went and bought him some nice, expensive boots, right? And Spinelli's watching Jay, riding boots? And he opened them up, and Spinelli's like, you're so sick of Damien. Sick of him. So the thing is, the boots were way too big for James. So Cody's like, well, I guess I really botched that, bud, your size. He goes, let me call where I got them from. He goes, because I know the owner, and I'm going to exchange them for some that fit. So Cody goes outside to make a phone call to try to exchange the boots, and Spinelli comes out there. I know exactly what you're doing. How dare you try to take advantage of Maxie and Weasel? And Cody's looking, he goes, you are way off base. Way off base. Yes, I like Maxie, but as a friend, I like Maxie like I like Felicia, like I like Georgie, like I like James, like I like Mac, like I like Bailey Lou. He says, they're kind of like family to me, Spinelli. And then he tells him, you, on the other hand, talk about, because he goes, you're trying to take advantage. He goes, talk about take advantage. You the one living in Maxie's house, grown man. And so Spinelli is like, my apartment is flooded and unlivable or unlivable. And so he goes, every time he goes, I see the way you look at Maxie when she walks in the room. He goes, you want to get back with Maxie. He says, look, if you need some tips on romance, I do not need, and I would not take advice from the likes of you, Spinelli said. But Cody's like, I've been known. I've been said to have some charisma. He goes, I could give you some points. So Cody goes in the house, he finishes the phone call. My face is a little dry. He finishes the phone call and arranges for the exchange. And he goes back in, and James is like, before he comes in, James tells Maxie, Mommy, I could wear tennis shoes riding, or I could wear the boots that Auntie Nina gave me. She goes, well, I thought you said they pinch your toes. They do, but not too bad, or I could wear my snow boots riding. And she goes, why would you say that, James? Because we could take these boots back, get the money, and you could use the money to pay bills, Mommy. I don't need new boots. And she goes, James, this is your gift. This is a gift from Cody. I would not have you sell your boots to what makes you think I need money to pay bills? And he goes, you don't think I hear you, but I hear you talking. And she's like, James, you're not supposed to be listening to grown, adult conversations. And he goes, but Mommy, I can help. She goes, no, you are not going to help. This is a gift from Cody, and Cody is going to get you the right size. So James runs outside and said, did you get it? Am I going to get the right size? And he goes, yes, you are, bud. I'm going to take those back tomorrow and you're going to have the right size. And he goes, yay. And he goes, come on in, let's play a game. So he grabs Cody by the hand and they run in, and he runs behind, has Cody following him into his room, and Spinelli's just looking, right? So he comes in the house, and Maxie tells Felicia, I need to take a break. I need to just go because it kind of hurt her. Not hurt her, but she needs money. It kind of hurt her for James to say that, right? Even though Spinelli's kicking in. So she says, I just need some time to myself, Mom, just for a few minutes. She goes, okay, Maxie. So anyway, Spinelli comes in and she goes, isn't Cody great with James? And Spinelli says, I thought you didn't trust him and didn't like him. She goes, that was then. But Cody has proven himself. He's very good with James. He says, you got to give him a chance. And so then it shows them they're playing almost like a Connect Four kind of game on the coffee table in the living room, and James is winning, and Spinelli is standing back, and he's actually not scowling. He's seeing that Cody is good with James. He is good with children. And the funny thing is, I've never seen Spinelli really be good with children or hands-on, even when Georgie was little. he's a good father, and Ellie was a good stepmom. You know, they were very hands-on with Georgie, but Cody has been like a kid whisperer. He has, even with little Leo, right? So anyway, they cut that scene there, and you know what, everybody? They are still talking about Maxie and her money problems, her money problems. And remember, I said, Maxie, um, I, I mean, that Maxie is running deception. Perhaps what they're going to do is have her come and work with Carly. Not completely leave deception, or they might have her leave deception, right? They might. Maxie's run Crimson before. And I would love to see Maxie, um, I would love to see Maxie getting back to running Crimson. You know, either place, I don't know. Maxie is thriving no matter where you throw her. She's kind of like Carly in that manner, right? You know, no matter where you put Carly, Carly learns it, and Carly she thrives. So, you know, my thing is I don't care where Maxie works. I just believe that she would honestly do well back at Deception. I believe that. So, you know, we shall see, everybody. We shall see. So now let's go to. Okay, so now this is the good stuff. The good stuff is Heather Weber was right. Okay. Esme was in Alexis's office, scrummaging through the credenza. She found the company credit card, right? She's on her laptop. See, she's trying to book a flight to Paris. See, she's planning on messing with Spencer and Trina, right? So Kevin comes in the door and says something about, hi, Esme, or what are you doing, Esme, or something. And she slams the lid down on the laptop and says, Kevin. And she told him, what are you doing here? And he looked, he goes, I'm just coming by to see you. Hard at work? Yes. And so she says, why are you coming by to see me? He says, well, because Laura and I are concerned. And she's like, what are you concerned about? He goes, and you know what? I'm surprised to see you here at work. She goes, why didn't you come to us with the information that Nicholas took Ace? Well, because Nicholas is Laura's son, and she would hardly take my side against her son. He goes, no, Esme, this has nothing to do with sides. Ace is Laura's grandson. You are my niece. Isn't it funny how we forget that that is his niece, right? Because Kevin and Ryan, even though it's the same actor playing those twins, although one's dead now, so he ain't a twin anymore, um, you forget that he's Esme's uncle. And so he says, so Esme, and I think the time you spent living with Laura and I, you could see we truly care for you. And she's like, yeah, but I'm alone. I'm all alone in this. And, I don't have my child. And I felt that if I came to work, perhaps that would help me, move forward and because I can't do anything to find Ace right now. And so Kevin says, you know what, Esme, I'm here for you. And I'm here to listen to you. I'm here because she was saying something about how everybody still sees the worst in her. She's still the evil person. And he goes, no, we don't see that in you. And I'm here to work, to work with you. You could always come to me. I'm here to help you be a better person. Don't you want to be a better person? And she's like, yeah, I want to be a better person. And so he goes, okay, well, look, I'm here to talk. Let's start. Let's talk about what you're going through. So she goes, okay, you're right. I do want to talk. So she gets it, stands up, and she's pacing back and forth, and she's talking to him. She's walking to the back, and she comes back in the front, and she's talking, saying, but people, they this, that, the other. She's like rambling back and forth, and he's sitting there trying to make sense of where her ramblings are going. And when she would come in front of him, he's looking at her, and then she would go, pace back to the back, and he wouldn't look at her. He would just kind of turn his ear so he could still hear her. And I thought, okay, she's up to something. She's trying to catch him off guard. And I knew it. I said, she's trying to catch him off guard. So this time when she walked to the back, she went to this vase that's on the back credenza. And when she came back to the front, she clocked him. Pictures, y'all. Pictures. She clocked him. And she hit him, the one on the bottom. It hit him on the back of the head. It kind of jolted him forward, his eyes closed, because she went way back with that. And then he fell off, she knocked him out cold. Surprised it didn't break the little vase, art structure. And he's knocked out cold. And she goes, sorry, Uncle Kevin, but I can handle this all on my own. Something to that effect, that she got this. She can take care of business, right? So either Alexis, because Esme's going to book her ticket or do whatever she's going to do, right? She's going to be, remember, Esme did miraculous things, right? So she's going to get her ticket, even though she's on probation. So, she's getting ready to break probation. Either Laura's going to, but Laura doesn't know Kevin is there. Oh, Laura might know Kevin is there. But Kevin told Esme, I'm surprised to find you here. So I don't know if Kevin necessarily knew she was there. Kevin would have to have communicated with Laura that I'm going to try to find Esme, right? And maybe he said, I'm going to try to see if she went to work or whatever. I don't know. But somebody's going to find Kevin. It's either going to be Alexis or it's going to be Laura. Laura, when she leaves Heather, is probably going to try to call Kevin and not be able to get him because he's knocked out. Or if in fact Esme's gone, Kevin's phone rings, it could wake him up and he could answer it like, oh, Laura, and she'd be like, Kevin, what's the matter? Esme, I don't know. Look, I'm making up a whole scene, right? So I don't know how Kevin's going to get found, but Kevin is going to derive from that. And well, plus they know derive from it. Laura's going to tell everybody Esme has her memory back. Laura should actually be able to tell Spencer, unless Spencer spends the night in the dorms with Trina, even though you're not supposed to have overnight guests. But it's now this is ramping up. We are are the sweeps in February? Are they called February sweeps? Because we ramping things up right now, and it's getting really, really good. So anyway, everybody, let's go to comment corner. Let me go over here. Let me get my trusty dusty stopwatch right here. Reset it and go. All right, Tom says, no, the writers got fired, new writers hired. You know what? Thank you all for everybody addressing the writers, because I did not know. And then hello there says, Adam's father's a jerk face. Yes, hello there. He is. Excuse the language, but he is a poor excuse for a father. And you want to know something? Hello there. Jerk face is okay language. No excusing necessary. And then Clemmy says, original writers fired. Margaret says they fired Van Eaton and another main writer. That's why they said that about new writers. Okay. And then Otherworldly says, did you hear that we made this change? Frank Valenti, the man who kept the budget below cost and was his favorite, who reads social media, he reacted to our comments. I would like to think people see our comments. I mean, you read the comments from my show, but that's probably wishful thinking. And she put a little smiley face. The old team has two or four weeks already. Wait, the old team has 2 to 4 weeks already in, and the new team has to work on the endings. So not so good storylines, or the endings of not so good storylines. Let's see what the story, how they go in March. The stories go in March. The head writer and his assistant. And then Pixie says, Carly, uh, well, okay. How was Carly when she ran Deception with Laura? Happy for Curtis. You know what? I did not remember Carly running Deception with Laura. That had to be a long time ago. I don't remember that at all. And then Aisha says, this won't be the first time Carly has been thrown into an unfamiliar situation. And she has a track record of coming out smelling like a rose. Now, although her brief partnership with Laura in Deception, see, I didn't know that, didn't last long enough to prove to be a success, she did show good instincts in picking Lucky as a photographer and Gia as the right face of the company. Carly also didn't know the first thing about running a club when she convinced Jax to buy uh, to back her. Both her first club and the following one that she opened. Oh, okay. I don't remember Carly doing a club. When she got back together with Sunny were successes. When Luke blackmailed Jax into letting Carly buy into the Metro Court, she seemed to take right to it without being shown and being brought up to speed by Jax or the staff. So at least when it comes to changes, challenges, and projects she chooses to pursue, uh, she has a short, or is it a fast or shallow, as opposed to steep learning curve, short learning curve. She's taking on Crimson for Drew, and soon the stress of not wanting to let him down will outweigh the satisfaction of making Nina pay. I know, because that was never not her idea. That's Drew's idea for it to be permanent. And then LaShawn says Donna Day guy's name was Shiloh. Yes. And Cam says, can't wait to hear you on Wednesday's episode. Esme is going full evil. Though Esme's confession to Laura, though Heather's confession to Laura was a ploy to get Esme into Pittenville so they could escape together. Seems her mother's wit and care about her daughter's potential for evil is on the mark. A bit late, it is on the mark. And Aisha says last week, H replaced co-head writers with veteran staff writers. Um, one female, one male. I hear you about Roma tomatoes. Oh, talk about tomatoes. I could have me some tomatoes right now. Oh my goodness. Linda says there were 2 writers let go in General Hospital. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Linda. Uh, I'm getting so sick of Carly being blamed for Nina's dumbness. Nina brought this all on Nina, period. In the beginning, I was a Nina fan. But when Nina started attacking Carly and Willow, it was done with the Nina character. It was done with the Nina character. I don't think Nina is redeemable because she continues to plot and making Carly's life a living hell. Nina has, ooh, you said hell, girl. Nina, Nina has it in for Carly, and I'm sick of Nina. Now, one thing I could say, when Nina always did some questionable things, and Nina was covering up Charlotte's bulliness. She was uncaring and unthoughtful. But here's the thing. Nina did not do the whole having it in for Carly, and every other word coming out of her mouth was Carly until they killed off Nell. What the writers did was they took Nell's personality and Nell's uh the way Nell spoke and the way Nell thought about Carly and all of that, and they put it into Nina's character. That was not there before. That was not Nina's character. That was Nell's character. And I hated the way they blended, and it's like they got rid of one villain and then decided they had to turn somebody else into another Nell, which was ridiculous. Another Worley says, actually, one is from B&B, which is Bold and the Beautiful, who has a reputation for his writing style, which is horrible then. I'm serious, y'all. Has anybody really watched The Bold and the Beautiful? It is ridiculously slow. They repeat the same same things on the whole show. So Dad, I'm really proud of the way the fashion show went. It went phenomenal. Why, thank you, son. Because Dad, the show went so well. You've taught me so much. I really like the way that fashion show went, Dad. I mean, it's just, oh my God, that. I hope he throws all of that whole Bold and Beautiful stuff out the door because it's too slow and it runs in circles. So let's come on now. Let's be fresh. Let's be new. Let's move on, right? And then LaShawn says Eden McCoy will be back in February. Her mother just died of cancer in November. She has just won the Daytime Emmy. Yes, as the young actress. Jocelyn Jacks, she was 11 when she joined General Hospital. I didn't know Eden was 11. Well, they didn't show Jocelyn that much, right? Hey, Daily Recap lady, this is Sabrina. The head writers were fired. There we go. Nina and Valentine are crazy if they think the Qs are going to let her do anything at ELQ. No, that's not going to happen. They will unite and vote Valentine out. Tracy now has that 1% vote that Nina has. They could actually vote Valentine out right now. Tracy will have conditions for her 1% vote. She will want Ned to run everything, even though Michael has the controlling stock. And then Clemmy says, yep, the writers were fired. Dacia says Nina will lose everything if she keeps trying to get vengeance on Carly and Drew Kane. Sonny will putting stopped to whatever, oh, you mean we'll put a stop to whatever she does and get whatever she deserves. Okay, coming back to Nina. Let me see, that's a little mixed up. For Nina will lose her friend Curtis because Curtis is friends with Drew. That is true. That's right. Curtis doesn't know Nina turned in Drew. And Clemmy says Curtis and them toes got to go. Oh, yeah, were they ugly? I didn't even pay attention. Dacia says Lucy is about to lose Marty if she keep lying to him. And Ron says, ain't Sam co-owner of Aurora, and wouldn't she have something to say about Nina being fired without her knowledge? No. Yes, that's a yes and a no. Yes, Sam is still co-owner of Aurora. Nope, she has nothing to say with the running of that company. That's why she hired Michael. She didn't want to have any actions or responsibility with the running of that company. So it would be Michael that would have something to say. And if he truly didn't like something, he could go to Sam. But Michael has the proxy or her approval to act in her behalf. So he doesn't even have to go talk to Sam about it. But Michael is not going to want to say, why would you do that to Nina? No, Michael could care less. Lucy and Drew hired his mother. He would say, was his mom doesn't know anything about a magazine, Drew, but okay. I believe in my mom, right? And then Lucy says, my favorite part of GH Daily Recap is comment corner. Keep up the good work, lady. Why, thank you, Lucy. Shop Girl says they fired Dad, Chris and Dan, and they called Patrick and Elizabeth as co-writers. Night Girl says, great recaps, recap lady. I always, wait, you always make my day. Why, thank you so much, Night Girl. And said, yeah, the writers were fired. Cindis, okay. So for Cindis and the commenters connected to Cindis's comment, which was uh, well worded. That's why when I came on, I gave my solution to the day behind delays in the videos. So you see that picture? Those are going to be gone now. I'm only have one. And that one picture that I do will be thumbnail, will also serve as my thumbnail for the video. Because honestly, the pictures take a good hour or more, depending on how many pictures I have. So, but that was just one feature that I really felt made my channel unique, was me getting a lot of those screenshots, because a lot of people don't actually get to watch the show or see the show. And to me, by bringing these pictures, some snips of them, it's like you're able to see some of the scenes in the episode. And that was important to me. But now that I see you all would rather just hear my recap and hear me read as much of Comment Corner as I can, that is more important to you. So with that being said, you know what? I'm here to do what's more important to you. So yes, today's daily recap, which is really Thursday the 25th, because we all know I'm a day behind. You'll see tonight's without the pictures. So, all right, everybody, have a great and phenomenal day.